Hello everyone, I'm Srivamsi, Technical Director from Jayaarka Studios. We just added our latest and most powerful tool to Powerline. It's going to make things easier, it's going to change the way we work. Yes, we are adding automation to Powerline, a production grade pipeline for Blender. Let's say we need to take a viewport render of an asset. This is the usual way we work. We browse our project, we go through our asset, let's say crossbow, we append the model and then we adjust our cameras, turntable camera, view through camera, set our project path and hit render, and then we get a viewport render. Let's say we need a few variations of the render. For example, we need wireframe on top of it. In one render we need material. So let's say we have 4 different variations of one asset, and when we add multiple assets, the number of viewport renders we take increase exponentially. For that, we are going to add an automation tool which we call TaskForger. So let me just go through how we set things up so that we create a task, an automation task that runs by itself. So here we are going to open 2 assets. One is Matilda, a character. For reference, let's just open file manager here so that we get clear picture of what's going on. From project Powerline, which is this one, and asset type assets, we are going to this folder now, and from here we are going to take 2 of the assets, which is Matilda and another one is crossbow. We are going to enter those names separated by a comma, and we fill these fields here, and also local path. If you are working in a company and you have a server path, you choose server and enter the path here. Once we enter them, we go through wrappers. So in here we can customize whatever we want to do. So from here we are gathering character Matilda once and then going to the prepare operations first in this order, top to down order. We are going to run whatever is here, and then we are importing model and then camera. Once the model is imported, another set of commands will run, which is before the model is imported and another one is after the model is imported. In this case, for rendering purposes, we are not going to do anything, so we can leave them unchecked. But for camera, when we import camera, we need few things to do. For that, we are importing the module, and here after the camera is imported, we are going to look through the camera and do some renders. I already wrote command for that, and if you have other things to do, you can add your own Python code here. So it will be called every time this camera asset is imported. In our case, I am doing 4 renders. One is solid render mode without wireframe, and solid with wireframe, material without wireframe, and material with wireframe. There are 4 types of render variations for each asset, Matilda and crossbow. So once we set up the things we want to run, I also added another feature to save them. So here I added it as a schema to render test. Once I load, all the things I set up before will be loaded. And if you want to add a comment to the schema, you can add and click save. And this is the key, new test schema. So if you hit save, this will be the new test schema and the message will be displayed here. For now, I'm going to use the previous schema, which is to asset render test. Hit load and these things and everything will be updated. So if we don't check these checkbox, those things will not be imported. So will the wrappers. The wrappers will not be get called if this checkbox is unchecked. So let's just click. So for each asset, I also added open new file so that the previous asset will not stay when the second asset is being rendered. For example, if Matilda is running first and all the four renders are already taken place, then when the second asset, which is crossbow, is importing, the previous Matilda should not be there in the scenes. That's why I added this read home file command here and checked it in prepare operations. So let's just run it. And when I click begin, for time requirements, I'm going to speed up this process. Let me just go, let me just show what's already there. So these are test renders which I did before. Here, Matilda, render and viewport, there are 4 versions. This is the current version which you can check with the time. This is created 353 and the current time is 354. I said prop crossbow and as you can see, this is taken place yesterday, 10th August 8:12, and after some time, a version 3 folder will be created here. You can see it in real time. There you go. It's now rendering crossbow asset. Let me just check. The process is still being run. So we can further customize with Python. For example, if you are working in a company or if you have multiple assets which require same type of updates. For example, you just finished a rig and then it gets a model update, uh, which is very minor to work. For example, a shape change, just a shape change which doesn't affect much with the deformation, or adding other objects to head or something. If you have multiple assets with these kind of things, you can write your own custom code You can ask the model artist to release a updated version in one of the model files, and then you select your control rig and then write a wrapper code after the control rig. It then imports model and then your control rig, and call your post control rig operations here. For example, select the model, updated model, and then apply the shape key to the current model which is in the control rig. You can write that update model. This is an example code which I did not write. You can create your own function with the commands you need, and if you run them, it will update the model as you mentioned in your function. So in the current state, we just finished the renders. Let's just check. So the current, this is the version 3. This is the latest one we just did while we are filming, recording the screen. This is crossbow solid wire with wire, and this one solid without wire, and this one with material view and wire, and this one without wire. Same thing with Matilda render. Version 5 is the latest one. Material without wireframe, with wireframe, solid with wire. So that's it guys. This is our latest tool. We call it TaskForger. I hope you guys like this new addition. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.